The president today took the first step towards slapping as much as $60 billion in tariffs on products imported from China. That raised fears of a trade war on Wall Street. The Dow lost 724 points today. That's nearly 3%. We do have a couple reports on this story tonight. We go back first to Major Garrett at the White House. Major.
Yes, Jeff, this is something that has been a subject of intense debate within the Trump administration for many, many months. It had been suggested for a good long while. Today, the president pulled the trigger, announcing potential tariffs. Many details remain, but the Wall Street reaction and global and Capitol Hill reaction a bit jittery.
It is the largest deficit of any country in the history of our world. It's out of control.
President Trump was talking about China and a trade deficit of more than $375 billion, driven by low-cost labor and trade policies he says unfairly favor Beijing. Mr. Trump set in motion billions in tariffs on certain Chinese imports.
It could be about $60 billion, but that's really just a fraction of what we're talking about.
Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross.
We will end up negotiating these things rather than fighting over them.
The Chinese embassy accused the president of, quote, ignoring rational voices, adding, China is not afraid of and will not recoil from a trade war. Fears of exactly that led to a dramatic sell-off on Wall Street. The Dow closed down 724 points, or just under 3%.
Clearly, the tariff was the big trigger.
CBS business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
A tit-for-tat trade war would be bad for both sides.
Today's tariff announcement fulfills a long-standing campaign promise.
When was the last time you said, oh, gee, we beat China? We can't continue to allow China to rape our country.
One of the president's concerns, Chinese firms stealing U.S. technology patents and making similar products for less. China also holds the largest portion of America's $21 trillion debt. That leverage and fears of retaliation created anxiety among Republicans in Congress. Iowa Senator Charles Grassley.
I would advise our people in the executive branch, from the president on down, to be very cautious how you approach it.
The administration has 15 days to identify which Chinese imports will face the new tariffs, and it will be at least 30 days after that before those tariffs actually take effect, giving both nations time to find, if they want to, another way. Jeff?
Major Garrett pulling double duty tonight. Major, thank you from the White House very much.